name's Steve White. I'm the supply chain advisor for FEMA. I'm also co-chair of the Sensitive Information Sharing Group within the All Hazards Consortium. A couple of years ago, I became aware of the All Hazard Consortium's efforts as I work in supply chain resilience, trying to connect people and processes together in private and public sector. I was aware a lot of what the All Hazards Group did. That brought me to Philadelphia in January of 2017. I went up there and took a logistics transportation planner with me to look at what was going on with the data-driven decision-making process. What's that all about? To be truthful, I knew they were doing a lot of stuff, but I wasn't really sure what. How did it apply to us? How could we connect? About mid-morning, my transportation guy came over and pulled me aside and he said, "This is really good. I mean, they're really doing something here." And I agreed with him, and I said, "Yeah, they are. We need to find out more what's going on with this." So I talked to Tom Moran, and long story short, I asked, "Can I become part of this effort?" The group that was pulled together, we became immediately in the next month, in I think it was February, developing a working group to start putting things together. And if you go to the next slide, Carrie is going to kind of describe what we've done, and then I'll kind of follow up with some of the remarks from there.
Awesome. So the 3DM work group has really honed in on the use case as the framework that brings together decision makers across different sectors and the data sets that they need. It's really at the core of our initiative, and this use case methodology slide illustrates that. The central tenet of the use case is that it allows solutions to be user-focused. So by understanding government and private decision-making, which is at the top of the slide, we can tailor products that meet those needs. We've begun to identify key sector operational problems surrounding data, people, and security, and solving those problems serves as the basis for our sector use cases. So those use cases, whether they be fleet movement across state lines or situational awareness, they feed our ORL model and our data sets. And at the bottom, you'll see we focus in on several key sectors, power, weather, transportation, etc. If you'll go to the next slide, Steve will talk through that.
If you look at the developed use cases and everything, what we did in the last year, several things we just wanted to highlight. We developed use cases by sector, and then we developed tailorable data sets. So what that means is if you're a manager, you may not need to know the same information as somebody that's sitting in a utility truck or in an EOC. And so by using a trusted agent need-to-know access method, we tailor individual users to what information they need to know, as much or as little as they need. That is a trusted agent type access, so that we only provide the information that you need, but you may be needing to know information that maybe your competitor knows. And a trusted agent status is a vetted status that we give you by name, by person, of what you need to know, with the understanding that some things that we may show you in these use sets is very sensitive information, and you are a trusted agent. That's why you get to know it. That allowed us to, in turn, develop a federated standard for data use. There's another briefing that we're going to give later in the morning on ORLs, and we spend a lot of time developing an operational readiness levels. There's 4 levels, and those levels go everything from a crowdsourced, that's good information, but probably should not make decisions on it, all the way down to things that, no kidding, you can use this right now to make decisions. We did a lot of interviews in developing these use sets, and our users told us, I need decision-making in 30 to 60 seconds. So with that in mind, we developed these use cases for that specific purpose. We're growing. In the last year and a half, the SISE work group is now in about 30 states, 15 cities, and there are quite literally hundreds of private sector users, as well as several government agencies at the state, the local, and federal level that use this information. Work's not done, so we still need to identify and evaluate new use cases. We recognize that the sensitive item is perishable information. What's good today for our users may not be good to use from now. So part of our sustainment program that you'll hear more about today is we're going to talk about a research and development program to identify what's the next best thing. With that, we're setting up some user training, and we had a exercise, a KDEX exercise in June with our users. We use that to identify our training needs, the best way to train, what the skill level of our users of our data, and we're going to continue doing that with user training using tabletop exercises, webinar, targeted demonstrations. This is exciting times for this group. I'm glad to be part of this, and I think as you go through the rest of the presentation slides and look at what we're doing, we would encourage you, contact us, tell us what your needs are, tell us if you're public sector, your private sector, your nonprofit, how we can help you, and in turn we'll be asking you how we can connect with you. Here's our information, our website, All Hazard Consortium. You can contact me, Kerry Hicks, my co-briefer this morning, or Tom Moran, our CEO. We welcome your participation and your use, and we hope you enjoy today's briefs. Thanks.